organizations more specifically, the Call of Duty Endowment is a nonprofit that helps unemployed veterans get high-quality jobs after their military service. So far, they've funded the placement of over 40,000 veterans, but with a high unemployment rate for young vets, there's still more work to do. Help them reach their goal of placing 50,000 vets in jobs by 2019. Learn more at www.callofdutyendowment.org. We have $20 from Darth Jawa, referencing the GDQ 2018 run, saying, make sure you guys set up an extra console as Stomp Insurance. We have $10 from Visual 190, who says, $10 to the 120 star incentive. Also, shout out to Emma, who is watching this for the first time with me. Lots of kisses to her. And we have $25 from Zelda Fanatic, who just wants to say thanks to everyone involved in making this event happen. It is worth noting that subs and bits are not going to the charity for this event due to logistics with the TwitchCon Charity Plaza. Subs and bits will go toward improving future Games Done Quick events. If you wish to support the charities, just make your regular donation. A bit more about one of the organizations we're supporting, Save the Children. Save the Children invests in childhood every day, in times of crisis, and for our future. In the United States and around the world, we give children a healthy start, the opportunity to learn, and protection from harm. By transforming children's lives now, we change the course of their future and ours. Last year, Save the Children worked in 120 countries and helped more than 185 million children. For more information about our programs, please visit www.savethechildren.org. Also worth noting is that we have a Yeti t-shirt sale going on, just like our bigger events. And if you want to check it out, you can go to their main website at theyetee.com, THEYETEE.com. Part of the proceeds from every shirt does go to the charities involved in this event. And we have an $100 donation from Aaron Dukas, who says, what am I even watching? And here's what you're going to be watching is TASBOT plays Kaizo Mario World 3.
Welcome back. This is TASBOT right here. You've seen him a little bit. He's right up here on this hand cam. You can see there's a visualization board here. As he plays, you'll see lights come on. I have with me GDQx7. You might know him from places. Now, this is not just a normal Super Mario World. You're going to understand in just a second. All right, brace yourselves. We're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, well, just like Dwango said, this is Kaizo Super Mario World 3. This is the third and presumably final in a series of games that was made by a really talented and mysterious maker named T. Takamoto. The text here explains that Peach has been kidnapped too many times, and perhaps it is time to end the monarchy. You'll see that this game has a lot of different modifications and things that you're not going to see in a normal Super Mario World, and TASBOT is going to just do all kinds of insanity. This is really, really cool to see. So right off the bat here, you'll notice that this is not at all your grandpa's Mario World. This is completely different. There's going to be a lot of manipulation here and a lot of unintended strats. He's using less bullets here than you normally would, and that shell is actually supposed to go down below you, but you can just do a shell jump there. Those left-right screen scrolls are to set up the baseballs, and he's going to actually bring the shell with him because we want to duplicate that block and overwrite another block. We're going to get a shell and now bring Yoshi. Now watch very carefully because Yoshi is supposed to be ditched right there. The player shouldn't have Yoshi anymore at all. And oh, jeez, would you? Oh, okay, we're fine.
Oh, yeah, I think we're okay.
Okay, yeah, and we got the invisible Yoshi. So keep in mind that after this level, the player should not have Yoshi at all. They were supposed to ditch him way back when. Don't worry, he's invisible. He's fine. He'll be okay. So one thing that's really important about Yoshi is that Yoshi's boots, magic boots, seem to be a theme today, has been super powerful. He can stand on just about anything. And so you're going to see a lot of Yoshi being able to walk across a lot of surfaces that Mario can't touch. That bullet through the pipe is just for swag. So right off the bat here, Yoshi's going to be jumping on some of these munchers. He's impervious to them, doesn't die. And this is actually kind of the RTA strat for this game. This game actually is RTA viable, and a number of players have beaten it. The spin jump through the floor there is pretty swag. And Yoshi ate the shell as he was jumping on it. You're going to see that trick used a lot. When the shell is kind of in that poof animation, Yoshi can just eat it again and create a copy. And bringing it through the pipe there, he got a naked Koopa, and now he has a rainbow shell in his mouth and can clip through the floor because TAS does things.
So you're saying when you beat this, you didn't do it this way?
No, you actually have to play these obstacles, RTA. This game has actually been is really difficult to beat and is notoriously famous for players that have been able to complete it, notably Calco, the world record holder, Dode, who has been on GDQ stages before, myself, I've beaten this RTA, and Grand Pooh Bear and Barbarian, just to name a couple of the players that have taken this on. But we're going to be getting into level 3 now, and this is kind of an interesting thing, and it's a chance for us to talk about the way layers work in this game. So you see that the screen is scrolling around, but the munchers on the bottom actually stay stationary, and that's because they're on a different layer. Everything else in this level, except for the munchers, is on layer 1, and these munchers are on layer 2, and that allows the screen to move around it while the munchers stay stationary. Oh, how did that work? Well, it was actually because Yoshi took damage when he was eating something, and now he's created just a harmless enemy because it just kind of falls off your tongue while you're trying to eat it. This is an auto-scroller, so TASBOT is just killing some time here. By repeatedly bailing off Yoshi like that, he can charge up the combo counter, and that's how he got a 1-up on that bullet, which is, I just think it's a really cool trick. And you'll notice that also TASBOT doesn't really care about walls or how they're supposed to work. You don't really want to eat that mole, but TASBOT, oh, hey, okay, we can just do this now.
He's sliding uphill, isn't he?
Yeah, you can actually do that RTA, but replacing Yoshi's head with the fireball is a little bit more difficult.
And it glitched the sprites, totally.
So the mole should still be on, oh, there he is. He should still be on screen. But it doesn't really matter. If you were doing this RTA, you would actually be riding on the mole's head the entire time. Because we have Yoshi where we're not supposed to, it makes the whole thread of the munchers.
I don't think that's
meaningless.
natural.
Oh, what happened to his head there? That is because there should be a baby Yoshi on screen. And if there's a baby Yoshi and a real Yoshi on screen, the baby Yoshi will overwrite Yoshi's head. So normally you see Mario kind of bouncing on this disco shell. This section, you're actually supposed to do that the entire time. You're surfing on this disco shell, and Yoshi doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about munchers, and he's impervious to the saws and to the black munchers that are on the bottom here. But normally you would be surfing this entire time.
So Yoshi don't care?
Never.
Honey Badger?
Maybe
okay.
A bit. So there's a Lakitu above there, and he's throwing some spinies down. Oh, there he is. Look at that. That looked like a Lakitu, right?
Looked like a cappy hat.
He's actually just in the wrong sprite set. He would look like that even if he were on screen. So you see a couple more of these tricks. Poofing the shell, jumping on it with Yoshi, and that sort of poof animation. Yoshi can eat that animation, and it just creates another copy of the same item. And you're going to see that used a few more times with P-switches and with a lot of shells. That no P-speed midair is a really impressive trick. It's very, very, very hard to pull off RTA. Again, TASBOT just kind of having some fun here with this. But, oh, hey, that was pretty neat. So he's manipulating the stun timer for that yellow Koopa when it pops out, and you can load other sprites in and create sprites out of thin air. And normally this would be a super hard gauntlet where you're surfing on a disco shell and there's all these saws that are falling at you, but Yoshi's despawning a lot of them and eating them because magic. And looks like we're going to try to get the goalpost to spawn early. There it is. So he cleared the level just without even touching it because the sprite is the moving tape at the end of the goal is a sprite that you can respawn in. That's not how you're supposed to play that level.
What was your? What's the typical time for a human to complete this whole game?
Oh, geez, anywhere between 20 and 70 hours, maybe. But so you're not allowed to take Yoshi into the ghost house. That's just a property of vanilla Super Mario World. He's getting some P-speed here so he can damage boost through those ghosts, and those smashing platforms are also on layer 2. So you're going to see a little bit of camera scrolling to manipulate the positions of those falling platforms. The double fishing boos are fun, but you can just wall jump and get right around them. And now this fight doesn't, this is not how you're supposed to do this at all whatsoever. So you're supposed to stay down there at the bottom, but because TASBOT can do wall jumps whenever he wants, he can actually just go up to the top here. The way you're supposed to do this is by hanging out at the bottom on those purple grab blocks and throwing them up individually to hit this big boo when he's vulnerable. But TASBOT has brought one block up with him and has a shell, and is just going to be able to register 3 hits and clear no problem. That is way faster than I think anybody could do. And it's worth noting that the spikes would have killed him. He's like 1 pixel away from the spikes. That was just for swag at the end there.
You know, 1 pixel from death explains almost every task.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, TASBOT. No, TASBOT. You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to save. Don't worry about it, man.
This does not look good, guys.
Oh, he's gonna be. Oh yeah.
No, this doesn't look good. I don't think he's supposed to do that. That, my friends, is called a desync.
TASBOT, you okay, man? It's okay. Don't
okay.
worry. Man.
You have
you're
stage
fine.
fright. Yep.
It's all right.
No, he's.
Yeah, it would appear that we're desynced at this time.
Yeah, we are absolutely positively desynced.
Yeah.
Which is.
Well, that was cool. Look at that little dance. That was fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Live in
let me
TASBOT.
explain what just happened as we reset. So first of all, that rarely happens. We did this how many times in the practice room? Over and over and over again.
Several many.
Serial exception. Device reports readiness to read, but returned no data. Device disconnected or multiples access port. I believe that while we were doing this, I accidentally unplugged this cable somehow with my leg. Can you please get the other USB mini cable that's in that bag over there, please?
It's worth noting that Dwango's actually got this running on a real console, which is really, really impressive.
Yeah, this is full console verification. So I brought a couple of USB cables. USB mini cables are widely known for being kind of a pain in the butt. So there is another cable inside of my bag. It's inside of a toolbox bag. So sorry for the delay. We will be right back with you. So actually, I see them looking right now. I always bring 2 of everything. I brought 2 laptops. This is 1 laptop. I got another laptop. You got to do it. All right, did you find it? You found it. And wow, is that short. Okay, so we're going to put TASBOT on a short leash, and here goes. Oh, no, guys, that's a mini. This is the micro. I need the mini. It should be in there. Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's a slightly less short leash. Okay, all right, right cable.
Yeah, good
So, you know, this is one of those cases where you just can't always predict for everything that happened. In this case, I literally unplugged the cable with my leg. So the very first thing we need to do is what's called a del save. Because we've already run through the game, what I have to do is delete the contents of the save file you see here. So we'll do that right away. I don't mind mercy killing Hyper Princess Pitch. I mean, I didn't want to do it, but this one we can't mercy kill this. This is just too insane to just give up on the first try. All right, here goes. And start that timer again. Oh, wait. TTY USB 2, because I replaced the device. And now we'll be able to go. All right, now I'll set the timer. Okay, so we're going.
So that's cool. You probably missed a couple of things before, and it also gives us a chance to talk a little bit about Super Mario World ROM hacking in general, which has really been popular, and you guys have seen Grand Pooh Bear doing dram runs and Dodecahedron doing, what did he run? Pango World. So you've seen some ROM hacks at GDQ before, and this is one of the most infamous. This hack has a really reputation for really extreme skill. And there's a lot of players that have beaten this by now, but it takes a Herculean effort from just about anybody. So I'm going to try to point out a couple of things that you might have missed the first time, but I think we got most of it. Again, the bullets here, you need a few more bullets than TASBOT is using. So that shell, see that yellow rotating block? That's where that shell is supposed to go, but he just did sort of a shell jump off the wall there to get it through.
One other thing I'd like to point out really quick. This visualization board you see up here on this top display, you can see some cases here where the buttons are being pressed a little bit more insanely than a normal human being would be able to do. Especially when we get into later swimming levels, you'll see that it presses left and right with 60 hertz frame perfect accuracy. Left and then right and then left and then right 60 times in 1 second. So you're going to see a lot of nutty input if you watch this visualization board as we continue through.
Imagine a human trying to do that with their fingers.
But the crazy thing is there's nothing that we're doing here that's technically illegal. I don't even think we use left and right at any point, do we?
Wait, left and right simultaneously?
Yeah, do we?
I think that's in the other one, not the
Yeah, I don't think this one even
maybe
does
in
that.
the water level a little bit, but that's more just clipping. So you can do this wall clip. If you're playing regular Mario World and you want to try that trick, you actually can try that RTA. You can just use Big Mario and scoot into a space that only Small Mario can fit in, and if you just try to spin jump while you're in that, it will send you through the floor. That's a pretty common trick that you see in a lot of RTA runs. You can actually try that one at home if you want. Not in this context, obviously.
So how did he end up outside of the area you should be in? How did he end up out of bounds there?
I think it was just a clip through the floor. Yoshi can kind of go through corners. Corners in this game are a little bit odd in the way they detect your positioning, so he can just manipulate that because frame perfect inputs.
Because frame perfect inputs.
Reliable frame perfect inputs, too. So we're coming up back on the bridge. You get to see all this TAS swag again.
Now, collision detection in this particular segment, if you got near that mole too close, he would kill you, right?
Yeah,
So
he would damage you.
that was as close as you could probably get without glitching into him, right?
Maybe we'd have to check the pixels. But yeah, by eating, so he ate the mole and then took damage and lost Yoshi while Yoshi had the mole on his tongue. And that's what allows this harmless enemy to be created. You can do this also in vanilla regular Mario World RTA in the 1 Star Road level. If you feed a Yoshi, if you feed a baby Yoshi and it grows up exactly as it's trying to eat another enemy, it will produce just a harmless version of the enemy that will just walk around without damaging you at all.
And how did he get that one up just there?
The one-up was, so when you bail off Yoshi, if you're riding Yoshi and you spin jump to leave Yoshi's back and then you immediately spin jump again once you land back on Yoshi, that for some reason charges your bonus counter. So you know, like when Mario jumps on rows of enemies in a row, you get like 100 points, 200 points, 400, 800, and so on all the way up to one-ups. You can actually just manually charge that counter by jumping on and off Yoshi like that. It's more of a high score trick than anything else, but you can use it to get a free one-up off of things because you can charge your counter up to one-ups and then just have infinite one-ups. You can do that RTA too. There's lots of things that you can actually take these tricks and play them in real Super Mario World, and that's what's really cool about a lot of these modified games is that they contain things that are possible in the real original Mario World, just recontextualized to show off just how difficult and interesting a lot of the tricks can be.
On the same token and slightly different direction, a lot of times tricks and glitches found with tool-assisted speedrun techniques are used by real-time runners.
Yeah, that can happen. Shoutouts to Dode, who manages to translate all kinds of task things into RTA. So all rainbow shells fly. That's not a glitch or anything. That's just a vanilla property. I never get tired of seeing that Lakitu die.
It really does look like Cappy. I don't know, just to me. I don't know. The corrupt sprites never were supposed to be on these screens at all.
Yeah, that's usually because each individual level in Super Mario World has sort of a set bank of sprites that it knows what they are and knows how to call them. And if you try to add a sprite which is not part of the level's kind of hard-coded sprite set, it will behave normally, but it will have corrupted graphics, which is super interesting. So you need to make, well, this level kind of has some custom sprite sets too. You can customize your banks of sprites, but I guess for some reason Takamoto didn't feel the need to do anything with that Lakitu, probably because it was presumed that it would always be off-screen. So yeah, here's this stun timer manipulation we were talking about. The Koopas take a little bit to respawn and jump in and out of their shells, and I think we're going to be swapping in the goalpost sprite pretty soon, right about now when Yoshi eats that coin. There it is. So he got the goalpost. Instead, he ate the goal sprite because the tape that moves up and down is a sprite and can be manipulated to clear the level faster.
And don't worry, it'll keep going. We won't desync this time.
You gotta leave Yoshi outside. He's not allowed in the ghost. He's scared.
He's too scared.
Yeah,
I would be scared of being here. This always scared me as a kid.
This game is pretty scary and intense. You're supposed to go to the right there to bring that block, Boo Buddy, so you can make that jump, but TASBOT can just get right up there. And again, that camera scroll is to manipulate the smash platforms that you see kind of rising up and down.
Also, those enemies are mean and evil and terrible.
Fishing Boo, dude, everybody loves Fishing Boo. You either love him or you hate him. He tracks your movement, and as you move left, he moves left, and can really turn around and juke you in just the worst way sometimes. But keep in mind, like I said, even though TASBOT is doing this in a really crazy fast way, this game actually is RTA viable and can be speedrun by...
Mere mortals?
I guess. Maybe they're mortals.
Are you mortal?
I hope so, personally.
I hope so. That looks better.
Okay, I think we're okay now.
Yeah, we're okay. Well, I know last time the cable literally just got unplugged somehow.
Yeah, okay, so we're good. So this is the water level. Actually, water levels can be pretty annoying, but I actually personally like this level. I think it's kind of fun. So you've got the layer 2, those sandbars, those yellow sandbars are on layer 2. So they're on a separate layer from the green walls that you see. And TASBOT is setting up for a trick here, which I think a lot of 96 exit runners will be familiar with in the vanilla game, where Yoshi, he's going to remount and dismount Yoshi in order to get his position right and just clip through the floor. And you actually can see that trick in, what's that? Force of Illusion 2 in the water level. That trick gets used in the vanilla runs. And you wonder why TASBOT has to hesitate just a little bit there. It's because the yellow sandbars still exist, even when they're below the green floor. And so he has to wait for the sandbars to move away because he's only clipped through layer 1, and layer 2 is still exists even if you can't see it. This section is great, but TASBOT just completely ignores it, and the pipe is on layer 2 to trick you.
You got to wait for it. Unfortunately, it just is not in the right.
Oh man, he lost Yoshi. Oh, Yoshi's fine.
Okay.
We gotta keep Yoshi alive. We gotta kill him later.
That's harsh, man.
Spoiler alert. I think everyone saw that coming though, right?
Yeah, well.
There's the clip. So by taking damage and getting pushed by that sandbar, he can just get sent right into the wall. And setting up a little bit, he wants to avoid that mushroom and eat that shell so he can clip up into the ceiling up there. So this last part coming up is supposed to be a maze. You're supposed to swim through it and do the right timings and find the right way. TASBOT doesn't care at all. No. It's pretty easy to clip through some of those cement blocks if you have really precise movements. Normally, real-time players don't do it that way. So this level is actually my very favorite level in this whole game. It's called Sky Tree. And what you're supposed to do is hit this yellow block to create a vine. And you're keeping that vine alive the entire time and climbing. But that's really slow. So TASBOT has a better idea here. First, he's going to get that grab block and use it to duplicate a bunch of blocks so that Yoshi can be sent through the floor like that, because that was the only way to get Yoshi. And now he doesn't even need the vine to grow. He's just going to continue through this level. Normally, you're getting things out of the way of the vine and making space for it so it can grow and you can keep climbing it. That was just to kill some time and clip again through the floor, just get pushed up like that. And this is why we have Yoshi. There he is. He's gone. It's so anticlimactic, right? You know, he might not even be dead. I might have misspoke. He actually is probably just safe and sound down there, just living his life. Again, that yellow block right there is supposed to be a vine, but who cares? And also you see when the camera is kind of having trouble following Mario here, that's because the camera only scrolls up in vertical levels like this when you're standing. And so every time the camera doesn't follow TASBOT, it's a frame-perfect jump that he's doing. A couple of double blocks to get up there. One thing that went by really quick, I don't know if you noticed, but when you duplicate blocks, you can overwrite blocks in adjacent squares. And you're going to see that used a little bit more in the next thing. But what he did right there was duplicated a couple rotating blocks into the cement blocks, turned the cement blocks into rotating blocks so that they could then rotate and be a free space for him to stand in and get a jump. All right, so coming up, this is the not the end of the game, even though it is the Koopa Fortress, is Koopa Keep Kyoto. And this level is the bane of so many players' existence. These dolphins are RNG, and again, we've got the Layer 2 Smash coming down with the little Dorito spikes there. These strats are kind of how you would do it RTA for the most part, except for TASBOT has perfect control and perfect understanding of the dolphin RNG. He's making this look so easy right now. So check it out right here. Because he knows what dolphins are coming up, he can skip hiding in the rest of those safe spots and just clear that. Normally, you're supposed to wait 2 or 3 more cycles for that. Oh, jeez, it's Bowser. Watch out. Oh, he's fine. Don't worry. He's dead. It's okay. And some headbang in there. I like that on the task. So this is a modified version of the Wendy fight from Vanilla SMW. And as you can see, we are killing Peach. It's been thwomps have been added to this fight and the fireballs, but the general structure of the fight is preserved. The 2 dummies and the 1 real enemy that you can hit, and that's usually Wendy's, Lemmy, and Resnor's, and Big Boo get used a lot in Super Mario World ROM hacks because they're easier to modify than some of the other enemies, like Larry or Roy, for example.
So one thing I want to comment on while this is going through, the reason that we could get those dolphins to behave the way they did is because if we keep pressing the exact same sequence of button presses, the randomness is always exactly the same, so we force the RNG sequence to be the same. And you might want to explain this Japanese text real quick.
Oh, well, it's very deep. It says that Mario killed Peach but felt nothing, so he continues on, wandering lost in the world.
That's dark, man.
Takamoto is kind of a dark maker. He's really mysterious. He released 3 of these Kaizo games, Kaizo 1, 2, and 3, and pretty much coined the term Kaizo, which is actually Japanese for rearrange, but Kaizo has become a colloquial term for super hard Mario. That's not a trick. That's actually just a door that's there. This level is a big maze, and even RTA runs cheese this a little bit because the solution is very long. You notice that you have FF6 time. That's just like some hexadecimal overflow. But TASBOT is going to do this in a really cool way. So Yoshi grows up while he's in the floor or while on the ceiling up there, and that allows you to mount Yoshi inside the ceiling and just clip through everything. And since the P-switch is active, they can just run and get right into the pipe. That is way faster than RTA strats. And they get extra points for having FE0 time.
Takes a while to get all those extra points.
It's still faster than the actual strat, though, and they didn't even add up all the rest of the points.
No.
They just like ditch it, like who cares? So normally that level has a regular exit and a secret exit. If you get the secret exit, you go to a gauntlet of boss fights, and then you get to a place called the break room, which gives you mushrooms and a Yoshi. Takamoto actually gave you some power-ups in this, and so RTA runners will actually be able to have a Yoshi for some of these levels. This is kind of the way you would do this RTA. This is the, oh no, that's not the RTA strat, that's just clipping, but this, you lose Yoshi and then run and catch up with him. That's a little bit of how you would actually do this. You're supposed to eat that pokey, but Taz can just clip right through. And now he actually wants to get the checkpoint here, not for the safety, but for the big power-up. He's going to do a couple more clips to get through the wall there and lose Yoshi and get the chuck to jump. Eat that blue shell, now he can fly. And there is a fun cheese to do at the end of this for RTA runs, but TASBOT has an even better idea. Just, hey, go through the ceiling, no problem. And he'll be able to fly all the way to the exit. There were a couple more obstacles there.
That's one of the things about these games is that so often you can just fly over the level. And what I like about this particular run is that you don't really have a lot of that. There's a lot of variety in this one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, what do we got next?
Way to save. Okay, we're coming up on, so that level, the one that TASBOT just played was called Heck, and this one is called Heaven. And this level is so difficult that even RTA players don't typically actually beat this. You get a Yoshi from the Coliseum. In TASBOT's case, he just kept a Yoshi. You eat that same rainbow shell, and you're now able to fly. Normally, you could fly up and fly above the auto-scroll trigger, but TASBOT's actually just going to go through the pipe and do some shenanigans here. I love that. That's so great. He's mounting and remounting Yoshi as he's there to just sort of hover in the air. So this is an auto-scroll, so you're going to see TASBOT just having some fun. I think he's gotten over his nerves from before. He seems to be loosened up a little bit and having a lot more fun. There's the underpants platforms, the little up and down moving ones.
Underpants?
Yeah, see, they look like underpants.
Oh, man.
So this is actually, the player right now is in the machinery of this level. To be honest with you, I don't even know the RTA way that you're supposed to do this, but it's just incredibly hard, and the gimmick of this level in real time is that you're hitting these on-off switches to change the dotted line outline blocks into solid blocks and vice versa, depending on your needs. And there's all kinds of incredible stuff that you have to do with this in real time, but again, you can just get the Yoshi from the Coliseum RTA, and oh, that was fun, the frame-perfect jump off the P-switch. But yeah, you can normally just bring the Yoshi from the Coliseum here. I think this is this the Panga World trick? It's hard to keep track of all. Yeah, there's the trick from Panga World. So by doubling those note blocks right there, the fact that so many note blocks are being doubled, it overwrites another block, and that's how he was able to get out of that little trap. Otherwise, the floor would have been solid. So, okay, he's setting up for the end of this. He wants 2 P-switches, and now he ate a copy of it with Yoshi, got another P-switch. Now he has 2 P-switches, and he's going to bring both of them through the pipe, frame-perfect jump off that one, and then take the silver P-switch across the goal to create a mushroom. And these mushrooms are going to come in handy in the final level. But the flower, you can never get it. It's just a tease at the end. So this is it. This is the final level. You guys are really going to like this. This is like everybody's favorite. I think everyone just always has a great time with this final level. They really think it's just fair and balanced and easy and just a true joy to play. And so keep in mind, TASBOT has a mushroom and another mushroom in the item reserve box, and that's going to be important later. Right now, they're just moving through this section, and the lava on the ceiling and on the floor is both on layer 2, and it scrolls up and down, and its direction is reversed by hitting those on-off blocks. And you can get a little bit of the ways into the lava, about 1 block, but if you get any more than that, you will die. That pause there was to get that statue to shoot 2 fireballs. You can manipulate those fireball sections by pausing, and then the no P-speed midair. So you're supposed to run to the right, but TASBOT, by doubling these on-off switches, can just clip through the wall. And now we get into this iconic fight, which has tormented so many players. This is amazing. Everything here is RNG. Whether he shoots hammers is RNG. The position of the hammers, where he moves, when he shoots fire or hammers, and bombs destroy him. This takes 5 hits, and the fight evolves as this goes on. TASBOT knows what's going on, so TASBOT isn't as scared as real players who could take up to 20 or 30 or more hours to beat this fight one time. And we're going to need to score 5 hits again. Now, keep in mind, time is going to end early because for a task, the time ends at the end of input. And that's what these 2 mushrooms are for. So you notice the Magic Koopa is showing up. This fight gets even harder as it goes on. So we're on the 5th phase now. He needs 1 more hit with the bomb to kill Bowser. And time is going to stop now.
Yeah, we're already done. Time.
Yeah, so we're waiting for the bomb. Mario powers up with the mushroom because that was set up ahead of time. And there's Bowser dead, and that's the end of the game. That's Kaizo 3.
Well, thank you so much for your commentary on this. We are coming right back. If you thought this game had some craziness to it, strap yourselves in. Give us 1 quick break. We'll be right back with Item Abuse 3.
Well, TASBOT has been providing the entertainment with some great runs. And speaking of that, we have a donation from TASBOT64 for $1,337. And TASBOT would like to say, I am TASBOT. Dwango AC is my keeper. His Twitch viewers are very generous. Take their money. Dwango AC would like to thank GlitchCat7, TI Kevin 83, Cheezo5, and everyone on the Discord, TASBOT.net server who helped. Beep boop. And we have a $10 donation from the talented LLK, our banner artist for marathons. And she says, hey, you ever make a sandwich and then watch a charity stream and you're all, hey, sandwich, we've had our differences in the past, but we've had a great time. And sandwich is all, yeah, we've had a lot of laughs, a lot of intense moments, and a lot of great speedruns. But I guess it's time for you to devour me, huh? And you're like, what? No, not after everything we've been through. Plus, I made you. What, 3 days ago? I'd get sick. And the sandwich is all, wow, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Moved by your generosity, the sandwich grows several majestic, glowing wings. Fueled by your kindness, it ascends to a choir of divine foodstuffs. Congratulations, you've now awakened the glorious Sandwich Guardian Force. We have a $25 donation from Kit23, who says, Pooh Bear was framed, donating to the co-op to let him clear his name.